Hello, Junior 6, how are you doing? I hope you're fine. Today, inshallah, we're gonna study together Unit 9. It's called Cities Around the World. And when I say the word cities, I mean the plural of the word city, like Alexandria City, the place where you live. We're gonna study together an interview for an airline pilot. We're gonna talk or discuss time and duration of activities in the past. We're gonna identify speakers in a conversation. We're gonna read together tourist brochure. We're gonna learn also some names for some cities and month. We're gonna use how long and when to ask about time. Our conversation, the topic today is an interview between Layla, Rami, and Captain Marwa. Layla and Rami are writing for the school newspaper. They are talking with Captain Marwa about her job. Let's start. Captain Marwa would like to interview you for our school newspaper. Could we ask you a few questions? Sure, go ahead. How many female pilots work for your airline? I think 1/3 of the pilots are female. Do you ever fly abroad? Yeah, I have an overseas flight once a month. Do you fly the plane by yourself? No, I always have a co-pilot. Do you like being a pilot? Yeah, very much. Thanks for your time, Captain Marwa. My pleasure. Let's study the conversation together. First, Marwa asked, the captain said, Captain Marwa would like to interview you for our school newspaper. First, she used would like. Would like. Would like means that we want, but we are asking someone who is bigger than us in a polite way, like we would like. If I have a guest at home, I'm asking him to make some drinks or food. I'm gonna say what? Would you like to drink? You'd like to drink? Or can I make you a coffee? Okay. And she said, could we ask you a few questions? Could we ask you a few questions? She used the word few to express something countable like questions. And she used the few because she doesn't want to waste the co pilot's time. So she's asking her in a polite way. And the captain said, sure, go ahead. That means she agrees. Number two, she said, how many female pilots work for airline? How many to express something countable to, like female pilots, like women working as pilots. And when she used the word airline means the company which hired those co-pilots. The co-pilot said, I think 1/3 of the co-pilots of the pilots are female. I think you used the word think. We used it before in a previous unit to express your opinion. Number three, she said, do you ever fly abroad? When I use the word ever, I'm asking about something you did before. You experienced it before. She said, I have an overseas flight. The word overseas means traveling abroad to another country, like crossing oceans and rivers and seas, traveling for a long distance. Overseas flight, she said once a month. Once to express that she's doing this only one time a month. I use once to express that I'm doing something once, like one time. And if I said twice, I mean two times. From the word three, I say three times. Once a month, twice a month. And from the start of three, I say three times a month, four times, and so on. Number four, she said, do you fly the plane by yourself? By yourself, she means without any help. No one helps you. She said, no, I always have a co-pilot. Co-pilot means like assistant to help her to fly. Number five, she said, do you like being a pilot? If you notice, we put being after like because the verb like normally always comes after it like a gerund or a noun. So we put being after like. She said, yes, very much. The last one, number six, she said, thanks for your time. She's thanking someone because she paid attention and she made the interview. She appreciates spending time with her. So we have to thank persons for their time. And she said, with my pleasure. That means she was happy to answer all their questions. Let's study word time. Here we have some names for some cities around the world. Number one, Rome, Rome. Number two, Cairo, Cairo, our lovely Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Tokyo, Tokyo. Number four, London, London. Number five, Seoul, Seoul. Number six, New York City, New York City. Number seven, Paris, Paris. Number eight, Honolulu, Honolulu. Number nine, San Francisco, San Francisco. Number one, Hong Kong, Hong Kong. Let's study together. Focus time. Here we have the month of the year. We're going to read them together and we're going to use them to express the timing of our flights if we decided to travel abroad. When I use when to ask about the timing and how long about the period of time I space in a country. Number one, January. Number two, February. 3, March. 4, April. 5, May. 6, June. 7, July. 8, August. 9, September. 10, October. 11, November. 12, December. As we can see, we use when and how long to express the timing and duration I spend in a country. Let's study together practice time. In the practice time, we're going to inquire about time and duration of activities in the past. Like I'm going to use when and how long to ask about traveling abroad for a specific city. Like as we can see here, if I said, when did you go to San Francisco? I went in March. I went in March. Here I used when and put the auxiliary verb did after when and the subject you and the main form of the verb in the present. The main form is go to San Francisco. And I answered using went. I went in March. Number two, I'm going to ask about the duration of the time I spent there using how long. How long were you there? I was there for 2 days. Let's practice together. Number one, Karim is asking the pilot about traveling to Hong Kong, and the answer will include April and 1 week. So he's gonna say, when did you go to San Francisco? When did you go to San Francisco? It's gonna be what? I went in April. I went in April. The next one will be using how long. How long were you there? I was there for 1 week. I was there for 1 week. Number two, we're asking him about traveling to Paris. It will be what? When did you go to Paris? When did you go to Paris? It will be, I went in December. I went in December. How long were you there? I was there for 3 days. I was there for 3 days. Number three, we're gonna ask a female co-pilot. When did she go to Tokyo, the capital of Japan? When did she go to Tokyo? She went in June. She went in June. How long was she there? She was there for 2 weeks. She was there for 2 weeks. Number four, Marwa is asking the co-pilot about traveling to London. When did you go to London? I went in January. I went in January. How long were you there? I was there for 1 day. I was there for 1 day. Let's study together those two questions. To express when did I use when and how long to express the timing and when exactly the time I went to another country. Like when I say when did he or they go to Hong Kong? He or they went in April. Number two, how long was he or they there? I used was with he, she, it, and can with I too, and where with we, you, they. He was or they were there for 1 week. I used for to express the time. Number five, Karim is asking the co-pilot, the female co-pilot, is gonna say what? When did you go to Seoul? When did you go to Seoul? I went in August. I went in August. How long were you there? I was there for 4 days. For 4 days. Number six. When did he go to New York City? When did he go to New York City? He went in May. He went in May. How long were he there? How long were he there? He was there for 2 days. He was there for 2 days. Number seven. When did she go to Honolulu? When did she go to Honolulu? She went in September. She went in September. How long was he there? How long was she there? She was there for 1 day. She was there for 1 day. Number eight. When did they go to Rome? When did they go to Rome? They went there in July. They went in July. How long were they there? How long were they there? They were for 5 days. They were for 5 days. They were there for 5 days. Let's study together reading time. And our topic is very exciting one. As we're talking about New York City, a place you can miss. You can miss when you travel abroad. Because it has a lot of exciting places like the Statue of Liberty. You know that it's a very famous one. Also, the Empire State. It's a very high and famous skyscraper. Actually, it consists of 102 floors and it is 443 meters high. Also, when you have kids, you can miss Broadway Theater. It's a famous one in Manhattan City, and it attracts actually a lot of tourists yearly there visiting. Also, Macy's. It's a very big stores, and Orlando City. Actually, it is in Florida State. It has Walt Disney World. No one can miss also Carnegie Deli to have your delicious sandwich, one of the most famous restaurants in New York. Also Disneyland. We can find Disneyland in Orlando, one of the biggest entertainment places in the world. Let's start together. Welcome to New York City, the Big Apple. Over 30 million people visit New York City every year. Why? Because it's one of the world's most exciting places. There are 18,000 restaurants, 10,000 shops, and 150 museums. Basketball, opera, theater, jazz. New York City has it all. Visit the Statue of Liberty and Empire State Building. Get tickets for a show in Broadway Theater. Have a sandwich at Carnegie Deli. Don't forget to shop at Macy's. It's the world's biggest department store. Walk-in tours, bus tours, and bus tours are available daily. For information, call us at 1-800-555-2112. We can help you find a hotel room, buy plane tickets, or rent a car. Let's read and answer some questions about our topic. Number one, how many museums are there in New York City? There are 150 museums in New York City. Number two, why do people visit New York City? People visit New York City because it's one of the world's most exciting places. Number three, what kinds of tours are available? Huh, Walking tours, boat tours, and bus tours are available daily. Number four, what is the Big Apple? Huh, New York City is the Big Apple. Let's practice some questions. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number one, do you visit the Space of Liberty in New York City? Statue, studio, school, house. Will be what? Statue of Liberty. Number two, Macy's is the world's space department store. As bigger, biggest, What is the what? Biggest. We have the word the, like when I say tall, taller, the tallest. It will be what? The world's tallest department store. Number three, I am space a good time in Orlando. I am what? Having, playing, eating, doing. It will be what? I'm having. Number four, space tickets for a show at Universal Studios. Getting, gets. It will be not what like a verb in order. Like when I enter the class, I say stand up and sit down. It will be what? Get. An ordered verb. Get tickets. Like when I say buy tickets for. Number five. Space City is the Big Apple. What's at the Big Apple here? Our topic was about, London, Seoul, New York, Paris. It will be what? Of course, New York. Number six, for information, space us at 024444. It will be what? Call, feed, rent, speak. Of course, it will be what? Call us. Number seven, where did you go? Space your favorite trip. Where you go? Where did you go? In, on, into, to. Where did you go? What? On your favorite trip. Number eight, when did he space to London? When did he what? Go, goes, went, going. When did he what? When did he go? Because we have the auxiliary verb did, we are asking something happened in the past. And then when we put the auxiliary verb did or does or do, we put the verb in what? In the base form. So we put it like go. Rearrange the following words to make correct sentences. Number one, have she ever does copilot will be what? Does she ever have a copilot? Does she ever have a copilot? Number two, a year flight have I once a. It will be what? I have a flight once a year. I have a flight once a year. Number three, days for I to there was. It will be what? I was there for 2 days. I was there for 2 days. Number four, go to did Paris they win. It will be what? When did they go to Paris? When did they go to Paris? Number five, ever fly do abroad you. It will be what? Do you ever fly abroad? Do you ever fly abroad? Number six, always has she a copilot. Will be what? She always has a copilot. She always has a copilot. Number seven, did Paris long how in stay you? It will be what? How long did you stay in? How long did you stay in? Number eight, for thanks time your, it will be what? Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time.